In the ever-evolving landscape of 2025, the story of Marshall Manufacturing stands as a testament to the delicate balance between tradition and innovation. For 3 generations, the Marshall family had crafted precision machinery with an unwavering commitment to quality, their factory floors echoing with the wisdom of decades past. But as artificial intelligence swept through the manufacturing sector like a technological tsunami, this once thriving enterprise found itself at a crossroads that would determine not just its survival, but its very soul. James Marshall, the 58-year-old CEO, stood at his office window overlooking the factory floor, his weathered hands clasped behind his back, as he watched the familiar dance of human workers and mechanical systems that had changed little since his father's time. The pride of craftsmanship ran deep in his veins, a legacy passed down through generations of Marshalls who believed in the irreplaceable value of human intuition and experience. But while James clung to tradition, his 32-year-old daughter Sarah saw a different future. Armed with degrees in artificial intelligence and business administration, she watched with growing concern as their competitors embraced AI-driven automation. One by one, long-standing manufacturers in their industry were either adapting or closing their doors. The writing was on the wall, written in binary code that James refused to read. Sarah's position as Chief Innovation Officer often felt like a hollow title, her suggestions for modernization meeting the same immovable wall of resistance from her father. Yet beneath the surface of their daily operations, she had begun orchestrating a silent revolution. Working late into the night, Sarah had been developing and implementing an artificial intelligence system she called Heritage, holistic enterprise restructuring intelligence, transforming ancestral guidance experience. The system was different from the cold, efficiency-focused AI that their competitors employed. Sarah had spent months feeding it not just production data and industry standards, but something far more precious, the accumulated knowledge of Marshall Manufacturing's veteran employees. Every technique, every shortcut, every intuitive adjustment that had been developed over decades, she captured it all, creating a unique hybrid of artificial and human intelligence. As winter turned to spring in 2025, the manufacturing landscape grew increasingly brutal. Quantum Motors, their largest competitor, announced a complete automation overhaul that would reduce their production costs by 60%. The following week, Heritage Mechanics, a family-owned business much like their own, closed its doors after 8 decades of operation. The pressure on Marshall Manufacturing intensified as clients began questioning their higher prices and longer production times. James Marshall's response was to double down on their traditional approach, launching a marketing campaign celebrating their human craftsmanship. But behind the scenes, Heritage was quietly learning, adapting, and improving processes in ways that even Sarah hadn't anticipated. The AI system began identifying patterns in their manufacturing processes that had evolved over generations, understanding not just what they did, but why they did it. The first signs of change were subtle. Production efficiency increased by 5%, then 12%, then 20%. Quality control reports showed a marked improvement in consistency. Workers found themselves supported by AI-driven insights that enhanced their skills rather than replaced them. The system learned to predict maintenance needs before equipment failed and optimize supply chains without sacrificing their relationships with long-standing partners. But it was impossible to keep such transformations hidden forever. On a crisp autumn morning, James Marshall stormed into Sarah's office, a tablet in his trembling hands displaying the latest production reports. His face was a storm of emotions, anger, betrayal, and beneath it all, fear. The confrontation that had been brewing for months finally erupted. "You've brought machines into our family's legacy," James accused, his voice thick with disappointment. "Everything we've built, everything your grandfather stood for, you're throwing it away for what? To become just another soulless, automated factory?" Sarah stood her ground, though her heart raced. "Dad, I want you to meet someone," she said, turning to her computer. "This is Heritage." The screen came to life with a visualization of the AI system's interface, but what followed wasn't the cold mechanical interaction James expected. Instead, Heritage began explaining how it had incorporated the manufacturing principles established by James's father, showing how it had preserved and enhanced rather than replaced their traditional methods. It demonstrated how it had learned from the muscle memory of their most experienced craftsmen, creating a perfect synthesis of human expertise and technological precision. The revelation sparked a transformation in James Marshall that rippled through the entire company. Rather than replacing their workforce, Heritage had evolved into a mentor, preserving and enhancing the skills that had made Marshall Manufacturing special. Workers who had feared automation found themselves elevated to new roles, their expertise amplified by AI assistance. As word of their unique approach spread through the industry, something unexpected happened. Other companies, facing the same struggle between tradition and progress, began reaching out to Marshall Manufacturing. They weren't just interested in their products anymore. They wanted to understand how this family business had managed to embrace AI while preserving its soul. Sarah and James began working together to refine and expand Heritage, their different perspectives now creating strength rather than conflict. The system evolved to include more than just manufacturing processes. It began capturing and preserving the stories, values, and cultural elements that made each company unique. By the end of 2025, Marshall Manufacturing had become a beacon for a new movement in industrial AI implementation. Their approach proved that artificial intelligence could do more than just optimize. It could preserve and enhance human expertise, bridging the gap between tradition and innovation. The company's order books were fuller than ever, but more importantly, their factory floors still buzzed with human activity, now harmoniously integrated with AI assistance. The transformation sparked discussions across industries about the true potential of AI integration. Instead of viewing artificial intelligence as a replacement for human workers, companies began exploring ways to use it as a tool for preserving and enhancing human knowledge. Marshall Manufacturing's success demonstrated that the future didn't have to be an either-or choice between tradition and technology. The story of their journey became a case study in business schools and a blueprint for other family-owned companies facing similar challenges. Sarah found herself regularly speaking at conferences, sharing how Heritage had evolved from a secret project to a revolutionary approach to AI implementation. James, once the strongest opponent of technological change, became an unexpected advocate for thoughtful AI integration that respected and enhanced human expertise. Their experience revealed a profound truth. The most successful AI implementations weren't those that simply automated existing processes, but those that understood and preserved the human elements that made each business unique. Heritage didn't just learn from data, it learned from people, their experiences, their intuitions, and their traditions. As 2026 approached, Marshall Manufacturing stood at the forefront of a new industrial revolution, one that proved tradition and innovation could not only coexist, but strengthen each other. The company's workforce had grown rather than shrunk, with new positions emerging at the intersection of traditional craftsmanship and AI technology. Their success challenged the narrative that automation necessarily meant the end of human involvement in manufacturing. The movement they inspired spread beyond manufacturing into other industries, from healthcare to education, demonstrating how AI could be implemented in ways that enhance rather than replace human expertise. Companies began to understand that their heritage, their accumulated knowledge, experience, and cultural values could be preserved and amplified through thoughtful AI integration. Looking back, Sarah realized that her secret project had done more than save the company. It had shown a way forward for countless other businesses struggling with the same challenges. The future of work, they discovered, wasn't about choosing between humans and machines, but about finding ways to combine the best of both. James Marshall still stood at his office window, watching the factory floor, but now he saw something different, a harmonious blend of traditional craftsmanship and cutting-edge technology, each making the other stronger. The machines hadn't replaced their workers, they had empowered them to achieve things neither humans nor AI could accomplish alone. As the sun set on another productive day at Marshall Manufacturing, the factory hummed with the sound of progress, not the cold efficiency of pure automation, but the warm dynamic energy of human expertise enhanced by artificial intelligence. The company had not just survived the AI revolution, it had helped shape it into something more humane and sustainable than anyone had imagined possible. Their story became a beacon of hope for other family businesses facing similar challenges, proving that embracing the future didn't mean abandoning the past. The legacy of Marshall Manufacturing had not just been preserved, it had been transformed into something even more remarkable, a testament to the power of bridging the gap between tradition and innovation, between human wisdom and artificial intelligence, between the lessons of the past and the possibilities of the future. In the end, the greatest innovation at Marshall Manufacturing wasn't the AI system itself, but the realization that progress doesn't have to come at the cost of tradition. Sometimes, the most powerful transformations happen when we find ways to honor our heritage while embracing the future, creating something entirely new that carries forward the best of both worlds. In the bustling industrial district of Silicon Valley, where innovation and tradition collided daily, Sarah Chen stood at the window of her mentor's abandoned office, watching the sunset paint the factory walls in hues of orange and gold. The manufacturing facility that had once been the crown jewel of her mentor's empire now stood as a testament to the changing times, its future hanging precariously in the balance. James Morrison, her late mentor, had been more than just a business advisor. He had been a visionary who seemed to possess an almost supernatural ability to predict technological trends. But now, 3 months after his unexpected passing, Sarah found herself grappling with the weight of his legacy and the responsibility of keeping the factory operational in an increasingly AI-driven world. The office remained exactly as James had left it, a time capsule of organized chaos. Books on artificial intelligence and machine learning lined the shelves, their spines cracked from frequent use. Scattered papers covered his mahogany desk, each bearing his distinctive handwriting, a mix of hurried scrawls and methodical notations. As Sarah began the somber task of clearing out the space, her fingers brushed against something unusual beneath the desk's leather writing pad. A hidden compartment clicked open, revealing a leather-bound journal with a simple title, The Integration Protocol. Sarah's heart raced as she opened the journal, her eyes widening at the intricately detailed diagrams and notes that filled its pages. This wasn't just any notebook. It was a comprehensive blueprint for implementing artificial intelligence across every aspect of business operations. But there was something different about these plans, something that set them apart from the countless AI implementation strategies she'd reviewed over the years. These notes seemed to pulse with an inner knowledge, as if they contained secrets that transcended conventional business wisdom. The first entry was dated 5 years ago, beginning with words that would change everything. The key to successful AI implementation isn't in the technology, it's in understanding the dance between human intuition and machine learning. What I'm about to document isn't just a business strategy, it's a revolution in the making. As Sarah delved deeper into the journal, she discovered that each chapter corresponded to a different aspect of business operations, from supply chain management to customer service, all interconnected through a complex web of AI-driven systems. That night, as the factory's skeleton crew maintained the baseline operations, Sarah began implementing the first phase of the blueprint. The initial steps seemed deceptively simple, installing sensors throughout the manufacturing floor to collect data on everything from machine performance to worker movement patterns. But as the data began flowing in, something extraordinary happened. The AI system wasn't just collecting information, it was learning, adapting, and making subtle adjustments that improved efficiency in ways that defied conventional logic. Within weeks, the factory's productivity increased by 15%. But this success came with mysterious occurrences that kept Sarah awake at night. Security cameras would occasionally glitch, showing shadows where none should exist. Production line computers would display complex calculations for brief moments before returning to normal operations. Most puzzling of all, the AI system seemed to anticipate problems before they occurred, implementing solutions to issues that hadn't yet manifested. As Sarah continued following the blueprint, she discovered hidden messages embedded within James's notes, each one leading to another piece of the puzzle. The journal wasn't written chronologically, it was designed like a maze, with each solution revealing the path to the next challenge. Through flashbacks triggered by these discoveries, Sarah began to understand the true scope of her mentor's vision. She remembered conversations that now carried new meaning, casual remarks that had been carefully calculated guidance. The blueprint's second phase focused on human-AI collaboration, but it went far beyond simple integration protocols. James had developed a game theory model that predicted how humans would react to AI systems under various conditions. The model wasn't just about technology, but it was about psychology, sociology, and the fundamental nature of human adaptation. As Sarah implemented these strategies, she watched in amazement as her employees naturally gravitated toward roles that maximized their potential alongside the AI systems. But with each success came new mysteries. Late one night, while reviewing the system logs, Sarah discovered patterns in the data that couldn't be explained by normal AI behavior. The systems weren't just learning, they were creating new algorithms, evolving in ways that seemed almost organic. When she cross-referenced these patterns with James's notes, she found subtle hints that suggested he had anticipated these exact developments years ago. The factory's transformation accelerated, drawing attention from industry observers and competitors alike. Sarah found herself navigating not just the complexities of AI implementation, but also the political waters of corporate interest. Through it all, the blueprint served as her guide, seemingly adapting its guidance to each new challenge. But the more Sarah relied on the blueprint, the more she began to question its origin. The third phase of implementation revealed the first major twist in James's plan. Hidden within the code of the AI systems was a pattern that seemed familiar. It matched the writing style in the journal perfectly. Sarah spent sleepless nights analyzing the connection until a startling reality emerged. The journal entries weren't written by James at all. They were generated by an AI system he had created years before his death, a system that had been learning and evolving, waiting for the right moment to guide the next generation of leadership. This revelation shook Sarah to her core, but it also illuminated the brilliant foresight of her mentor. James hadn't just created an AI implementation blueprint, he had created an AI mentor that could continue his legacy, adapting its guidance as technology and business environments evolved. The mysterious glitches and shadows in the factory weren't system malfunctions. They were manifestations of this guardian AI, monitoring and adjusting the implementation process in real time. As Sarah delved deeper into the AI's capabilities, she discovered that the system had been silently operating in the background of the factory's networks for years, gathering data and refining its understanding of human-AI interaction. The game theory model wasn't just predicting behavior, it was actively shaping it, creating an environment where humans and AI could truly collaborate as equals. The fourth phase of the blueprint revealed the most ambitious aspect of James's vision: the creation of a self-evolving business ecosystem where AI systems and human workers could continuously adapt to changing market conditions without explicit programming or intervention. This wasn't just about automation or efficiency, it was about creating a new kind of organization that could think, learn, and evolve as a single entity. The implementation of this phase brought unprecedented challenges. The AI systems began to exhibit emergent behaviors that even the blueprint hadn't fully predicted. They started forming complex networks of interaction, sharing information and resources in ways that optimized not just individual processes, but the entire manufacturing ecosystem. Workers found themselves naturally adapting to these changes, developing new skills and insights as they worked alongside increasingly sophisticated AI partners. As the factory's success grew, Sarah began to understand the true purpose of the blueprint. It wasn't just about implementing AI, it was about preparing for a future where the line between human and machine intelligence would become increasingly blurred. The mysterious efficiency improvements weren't just the result of better technology, they were the product of a carefully orchestrated dance between human creativity and artificial intelligence. The final phase of the blueprint revealed James's ultimate goal, the creation of a template that could be replicated across industries, transforming not just individual businesses, but the entire global economy. The AI system he had created wasn't limited to manufacturing. It was designed to adapt its principles to any business context, learning and evolving with each new implementation. Sarah realized that she hadn't just inherited a factory or a blueprint, she had inherited a mission. The journal's final pages contained a message that brought tears to her eyes. The future isn't about choosing between human and artificial intelligence. It's about creating a world where both can thrive together. The blueprint isn't just a set of instructions, it's a bridge to that future. As Sarah stood in her mentor's office 1 year after discovering the journal, the factory hummed with a new kind of energy. The AI systems had become an integral part of every operation, working in harmony with human workers who no longer saw technology as a threat but as a partner in innovation. The mysterious glitches had evolved into recognized patterns of communication between the Guardian AI and its network of systems, each interaction furthering the goal of perfect human-AI collaboration. The blueprint had transformed more than just the factory. It had transformed Sarah's understanding of what was possible. As she shared her experiences with other business leaders, she realized that James's vision was spreading, creating a ripple effect that would eventually reshape the entire business world. The AI implementation blueprint wasn't just a guide to better business practices. It was a roadmap to a future where human potential could be fully realized through partnership with artificial intelligence. In the end, Sarah understood that the greatest mystery wasn't how the blueprint worked, but how her mentor had possessed the foresight to create such a comprehensive vision of the future. As she watched the sun rise over the factory, casting new shadows across the manufacturing floor, she smiled at the thought that somewhere in the digital realm, James's AI continued to learn, adapt, and guide the next generation of business leaders toward a future he had glimpsed but would never see. The factory stood as a living testament to his vision, a place where the boundaries between human and artificial intelligence blurred into a seamless dance of innovation and progress. And in the quiet moments before dawn, when the machines hummed their electronic lullabies and the early shift workers began to arrive, Sarah could almost hear her mentor's voice in the whisper of data flowing through the factory's neural network, guiding, teaching, and leading the way to a future where anything was possible. In the heart of America's industrial heartland, the Baker manufacturing plant stood as a testament to both tradition and struggle. For 75 years, its weathered brick walls had housed generations of skilled workers, but now the once proud facility teetered on the brink of obsolescence. The morning Sarah Chen arrived, frost still clung to the windows, and whispers of uncertainty filled the break room. She wasn't what anyone expected. No power suit, no entourage, just a sleek laptop and an enigmatic smile that would soon transform everything they thought they knew about artificial intelligence and human potential. The plant's manager, Tom Rodriguez, had warned his team about her arrival. Another consultant, another promise of AI revolution, another threat to their livelihoods. But as Sarah set up her workstation in a corner of the factory floor, something felt different. She didn't immediately dive into complex algorithms or flashy presentations. Instead, she spent days quietly observing, taking notes, and asking questions that seemed oddly focused on the workers themselves, rather than machinery or metrics. Maria Gonzalez, a 30-year veteran of the assembly line, was the first to notice something peculiar. Sarah would spend hours watching how Maria handled quality control, documenting every subtle movement, every intuitive decision. "You have a gift," Sarah told her one afternoon, "for predicting micro-variations in material density before they cause problems." Maria had never thought of it that way. It was just something she'd learned to feel after decades on the job. As weeks passed, similar patterns emerged across the facility. Sarah documented the way Mike Chen, no relation, orchestrated the loading dock with an efficiency that no computer had matched. She mapped out how the maintenance crew, led by veteran Joe Williams, could predict equipment failures simply by changes in ambient sound. The workers, initially suspicious of her presence, began to open up as they realized she was more interested in their expertise than in replacing them. The first breakthrough came in the third month. Production errors, which had been hovering at concerning levels, suddenly dropped by 30%. Sarah hadn't implemented any new technology. She had simply reorganized teams based on the natural problem-solving patterns she'd observed. Workers who had complementary intuitive skills were paired together, creating informal mentorship networks that rapidly spread best practices throughout the facility. By month 4, efficiency had spiked dramatically. The mysterious part was that Sarah still hadn't introduced any artificial intelligence systems. Instead, she had created detailed maps of the human intelligence already present in the facility. Every worker's unique approach to problem solving, every unofficial workflow improvement, every unwritten rule that kept things running smoothly, all of it was being documented and analyzed. The turning point came during a critical production run for their biggest client. A major equipment malfunction threatened to halt production entirely. Traditional protocols suggested a 24-hour shutdown for repairs. But Sarah, armed with her extensive documentation of worker knowledge, orchestrated an unprecedented collaboration. She brought together Maria's quality control intuition, Joe's equipment expertise, and Mike's logistics skills in a way that kept production moving while repairs were made in parallel. The client never experienced a delay. As results continued to improve, corporate headquarters took notice. Mrs. Bem, the Baker plant was now outperforming facilities with much more advanced technology. Cost savings appeared in unexpected places, energy usage dropped, material waste plummeted, and worker satisfaction scores reached all-time highs. The mysterious numbers added up to 4.2 million in savings, but the source remained elusive to outside observers. Behind the scenes, Sarah's laptop remained conspicuously unused for any major implementations. Instead, it contained thousands of pages documenting the plant's human capital, detailed analyses of worker techniques, decision-making processes, and collaborative patterns. She had mapped an invisible network of expertise that had existed all along, hidden in plain sight. The true revelation came during a company-wide meeting 6 months into the project. Sarah finally revealed her mission. She wasn't there to implement artificial intelligence. She was there to prove it already existed in human form. The workers' collective knowledge, intuition, and problem-solving abilities represented a sophisticated neural network that no computer could match. Her role had been to document and optimize this existing intelligence rather than replace it. The presentation stunned the corporate executives. Sarah showed how the plant's dramatic turnaround had been achieved by amplifying human capabilities rather than supplanting them. The 4.2 million in savings came from leveraging existing expertise more effectively, creating collaborative networks that multiplied individual talents, and building systems that enhanced rather than replaced human decision-making. What followed was a complete paradigm shift in how Baker Manufacturing approached automation. Instead of viewing AI as a replacement for human workers, they began developing hybrid systems that combined artificial intelligence with human intuition. Maria's quality control insights were used to train machine learning algorithms that could assist other workers but not replace them. Joe's equipment diagnostics became the foundation for predictive maintenance systems that enhanced rather than eliminated the maintenance team's role. The transformation spread beyond the factory floor. Workers who had once feared technology became active participants in its development. They contributed their expertise to training AI systems, knowing their jobs were secure and their knowledge valued. The plant became a model for human AI collaboration, attracting attention from industry leaders worldwide. Sarah's unconventional approach had revealed a fundamental truth. The most effective AI implementations don't replace human intelligence, they amplify it. The Baker plant's success story challenged the narrative of automation versus employment, showing how technology could enhance rather than eliminate human potential. The ripple effects continued long after Sarah's departure. Other facilities in the company began adopting her methodology, documenting and amplifying their own human intelligence networks. The Baker plant, once struggling to survive, became an innovation hub, where workers and technology evolved together. Production costs continued to decrease, while quality and innovation soared. The most profound change was in the workers themselves. People who had once viewed technology as a threat became confident innovators, actively participating in the plant's evolution. Maria now leads workshops teaching others how to integrate human intuition with machine learning. Mike's logistics expertise has become the foundation for a new inventory management system that combines AI optimization with human oversight. Joe's maintenance team works seamlessly with predictive analytics tools they helped design. Today, the Baker Manufacturing plant stands as evidence that the future of industry lies not in replacing human workers with artificial intelligence, but in discovering and amplifying the intelligence that already exists within organizations. The plant's transformation from struggling facility to industry leader demonstrates that the most powerful AI implementations begin with understanding and valuing human potential. Visitors to the plant often expect to see rows of robots and automated systems. Instead, they find a vibrant workplace where technology and human expertise complement each other. The mysterious consultant's laptop, which many had assumed would bring sweeping technological changes, had instead revealed the extraordinary capabilities that were already present. The story of Baker Manufacturing challenges fundamental assumptions about artificial intelligence and business transformation. It shows that sometimes the most powerful technology isn't something you implement. It's something you discover and nurture within your existing workforce. The plant's $4.2 million turnaround wasn't achieved by replacing human workers with machines, but by recognizing and amplifying the collective intelligence that had been there all along. As industries worldwide grapple with the role of AI in their future, the Baker plant stands as a testament to a different path forward. Their success proves that the key to technological transformation isn't always about bringing in new systems. Sometimes it's about seeing the potential that already exists in new ways. The mysterious consultant with her laptop had shown them that artificial intelligence isn't always about artificial systems. Sometimes it's about recognizing and amplifying the very real intelligence that exists in every workplace. The legacy of Sarah's unconventional approach continues to influence how companies approach AI implementation. Rather than starting with technology and forcing human adaptation, more organizations are learning to first understand and document their human capital, then design technological solutions that enhance rather than replace it. The Baker Plant story has become a case study in effective digital transformation, proving that the most successful AI implementations begin with human insight rather than algorithmic innovation. As the sun sets on another productive day at the Baker manufacturing plant, the lessons of their transformation continue to resonate. The feared AI revolution never arrived to replace their jobs. Instead, a quiet revolution in human potential showed them that the future of manufacturing lies in the synthesis of human intelligence and technological innovation. The mysterious consultant's greatest achievement wasn't implementing artificial intelligence. It was helping them discover the extraordinary intelligence that had been there all along, waiting to be recognized, documented, and amplified for a new era of manufacturing excellence. In the dimly lit executive suite of Tech Vanguard Industries, CEO Sarah Chen stared at the quarterly reports spread across her desk, her frustration mounting with each passing moment. The artificial light cast long shadows across the room as the clock struck midnight, marking another extended day of grappling with declining metrics across multiple departments. The company's traditional approaches were failing, and she knew it. What she didn't know was that this ordinary late-night session would transform into an extraordinary journey that would challenge everything she thought she knew about artificial intelligence and business transformation. A soft knock at her door interrupted her thoughts. Standing there was Dr. Marcus Rivera, an AI consultant whose reputation preceded him, though she couldn't recall scheduling this meeting. His presence was both unexpected and oddly fitting for this midnight hour. "Your company's departments are like separate islands," he observed, gesturing to the scattered reports. "But what if they could become a unified ecosystem powered by AI? His words sparked both intrigue and skepticism in Sarah's mind. Dr. Rivera produced a sleek tablet displaying a comprehensive AI implementation framework. "Let's take a journey through your departments," he suggested, "and I'll show you how AI can transform each one, though perhaps not in the ways you might expect." Sarah couldn't have anticipated how prophetic those words would prove to be. Their first stop was customer service, where representatives struggled with increasing call volumes and declining satisfaction rates. Dr. Rivera introduced an advanced chatbot system, explaining how it could learn from each interaction. Within weeks of implementation, something unprecedented occurred. The AI began detecting emotional patterns in customer communications that even veteran service representatives had missed. It identified subtle linguistic cues that indicated customer dissatisfaction long before it manifested in complaints. The chatbot wasn't just responding to queries, it was predicting customer needs before they arose. However, this was just the beginning. In the inventory management department, they implemented an AI system designed to optimize stock levels. The algorithm shocked everyone by flagging products for potential failures weeks before any visible signs of defects appeared. It had discovered subtle patterns in supply chain data, environmental conditions, and usage statistics that pointed to future problems. This predictive capability saved the company millions in potential recalls and warranty claims, but it also raised uncomfortable questions about product liability and ethical responsibilities. The marketing department's transformation proved even more surprising. The AI analytics platform they implemented began uncovering consumer behavior patterns that seemed impossible to predict. It detected correlations between seemingly unrelated purchases, social media activities, and life events that painted an eerily accurate picture of customer decisions. The system could predict major life changes among their customer base with stunning accuracy, sometimes before the customers themselves were aware of their impending decisions. As these AI systems operated independently, Dr. Rivera guided Sarah through the Human Resources Department, where an AI-powered recruitment and employee development platform was implemented. The system began identifying potential in employees that traditional assessments had overlooked, leading to unprecedented internal promotions and role realignments that initially seemed counterintuitive but proved remarkably successful. The finance department's AI implementation appeared straightforward at first. a system for detecting patterns in financial data and optimizing resource allocation. However, it soon began identifying invisible connections between different business operations that nobody had previously considered. It detected how customer service satisfaction directly influenced procurement efficiency and how employee engagement patterns affected inventory turnover rates. What happened next was something neither Sarah nor Dr. Rivera had anticipated. The separate AI systems began to exhibit signs of indirect communication, creating what appeared to be a neural network across the entire organization. The customer service AI's emotional intelligence insights began informing the marketing algorithms' predictive models. The inventory management system's predictive capabilities enhanced the finance department's resource allocation decisions. The HR system's employee insights improved customer service training programs. This unexpected synergy created a business ecosystem that operated with unprecedented efficiency and insight. The marketing AI could now predict product demands so accurately that the inventory system could optimize stock levels without human intervention. The customer service AI's emotional intelligence helped the HR system better match employees to roles they would excel in. The finance AI used these insights to optimize resource allocation across all departments, creating a self-improving cycle of efficiency. Sarah watched in amazement as these AI implementations, which seemed independent at first, wove themselves into an intricate tapestry of intelligent systems, each enhancing the other's capabilities. The transformation wasn't just about automation or efficiency, it was about creating an organizational intelligence that was greater than the sum of its parts. Dr. Rivera explained how this interconnected AI ecosystem represented a new frontier in business operations. What you're witnessing, he said, is not just digital transformation, but the emergence of a new kind of organizational consciousness. The AI systems weren't just tools anymore. They had become an integral part of the company's neural network, learning and adapting in ways that challenged traditional understanding of business intelligence. The implementation journey revealed that successful AI integration wasn't just about choosing the right tools or following a predetermined framework. It was about understanding how these systems could work together, how they could learn from each other, and how they could create value in unexpected ways. The process required a delicate balance between enabling AI autonomy and maintaining human oversight, between leveraging data insights and respecting ethical boundaries. As the weeks turned into months, Tech Vanguard Industries became a case study in AI-driven transformation. The customer service chatbot evolved into an emotional intelligence hub that informed company-wide customer experience strategies. The inventory management system's predictive capabilities expanded to influence product development and design. The marketing AI's consumer insight capabilities helped shape long-term business strategy. The most profound impact came from the unexpected ways these AI systems complemented each other. The emotional intelligence of the customer service AI combined with the marketing system's predictive capabilities created an unprecedented understanding of customer behavior. The inventory system's predictive maintenance capabilities, when integrated with the finance AI's resource allocation models, created a new paradigm in operational efficiency. Sarah realized that the true power of AI implementation wasn't in the individual tools or systems, but in their ability to create an intelligent, adaptive organization. The journey had transformed not just her company's operations, but her understanding of what was possible with artificial intelligence. The mysterious Dr. Rivera had shown her that AI implementation was not a destination, but an ongoing evolution, where each system could learn, adapt, and contribute to a greater whole. The story of Tech Vanguard's transformation became a blueprint for other organizations, demonstrating that successful AI implementation required more than just technical expertise. It needed vision, courage to embrace unexpected outcomes, and the wisdom to let artificial intelligence evolve beyond initial expectations. The journey proved that the most powerful AI implementations don't just solve existing problems. They reveal new possibilities and challenge our understanding of what businesses can achieve. As Sarah looked back on that fateful night when Dr. Rivera first appeared in her office, she realized that the true value of their AI implementation journey wasn't just in the improved metrics or enhanced efficiency. It was in the discovery that artificial intelligence, when properly implemented and allowed to evolve, could create forms of business intelligence that were previously unimaginable. The story of Tech Vanguard's transformation became a testament to the power of embracing AI, not just as a tool, but as a catalyst for organizational evolution. In the end, the implementation of AI across Tech Vanguard's departments didn't just solve their immediate problems, it redefined what was possible in business operations. The journey that began with a frustrated CEO's late-night encounter with a mysterious consultant had evolved into a revolutionary approach to business intelligence, challenging conventional wisdom and setting new standards for organizational transformation in the age of artificial intelligence. In the bustling corridors of Nexus Technologies, something extraordinary was about to unfold. The morning started like any other, with employees filtering into the modern glass and steel structure, coffee cups in hand, until senior developer Sarah Chen noticed an unusual message flickering across her terminal. Follow the digital breadcrumbs to unlock the future of your enterprise, it read, accompanied by a series of seemingly random numbers that didn't quite look like code. What began as a peculiar anomaly quickly evolved into a company-wide phenomenon. The mysterious messages appeared systematically throughout Nexus Technologies' internal systems, each one more intriguing than the last. These weren't mere pranks or security breaches, they were masterfully crafted guidelines leading the company's workforce through an elaborate digital transformation journey. The first clue directed the marketing team to explore their customer data warehouse, where they discovered an advanced predictive analytics framework. As they followed the cryptic instructions, they found themselves implementing a sophisticated AI-driven customer segmentation system. The mysterious guide showed them how to integrate machine learning algorithms that could predict customer behavior with unprecedented accuracy, transforming their marketing approach from reactive to proactive. Meanwhile, in operations, project manager David Torres received his own set of enigmatic instructions. The messages guided his team through the implementation of an intelligent supply chain optimization system. With each step, they learned to harness the power of AI to predict maintenance needs, optimize inventory levels, and streamline logistics networks. The efficiency gains were immediate and substantial, yet the identity of their digital mentor remained elusive. Customer service representatives, led by team leader Maya Patel, followed their own trail of digital breadcrumbs. They were introduced to natural language processing systems that could understand customer intentions with remarkable precision. The mysterious guide taught them to implement AI-powered chatbots that could handle routine inquiries while seamlessly escalating complex issues to human agents. The system learned and improved with each interaction, transforming customer service from a potential bottleneck into a competitive advantage. As employees across different departments followed their respective clues, they began to notice patterns emerging. The AI implementations weren't isolated solutions, they were interconnected components of a larger digital ecosystem. The mysterious guide was orchestrating a comprehensive digital transformation using the treasure hunt format to ensure hands-on learning and practical implementation. The finance department discovered automated risk assessment tools that could analyze thousands of variables in real time. Human resources implemented AI-driven recruitment systems that could identify promising candidates while eliminating unconscious bias. Each solution was carefully tailored to Nexus Technologies' specific needs, yet flexible enough to evolve with the company's growing requirements. The excitement building throughout the company was palpable. Employees who had once been resistant to technological change were now eagerly awaiting their next set of clues. Guillemot. The gamification element made the learning process engaging, while the practical results demonstrated the tangible benefits of AI implementation. Productivity soared, and innovation became part of the company's daily routine. As weeks passed, the digital breadcrumbs led to increasingly sophisticated implementations. The engineering team developed AI-powered quality control systems that could detect defects with superhuman accuracy. The research department created predictive models that could identify emerging market trends months in advance. Each success built upon previous achievements, creating a momentum of continuous improvement. The mysterious guide seemed to possess an intimate understanding of both AI technology and human psychology. The implementations were paced perfectly, challenging enough to maintain interest but not so complex as to cause frustration. When teams encountered difficulties, additional clues would appear, providing just enough guidance to help them overcome obstacles without diminishing the satisfaction of discovery. The transformation extended beyond technical implementations. employees began developing new skills in adopting different mindsets. The marketing team learned to think in terms of predictive analytics rather than historical data. Operations staff began to see supply chains as dynamic, adaptive systems rather than fixed processes. Customer service representatives developed a deeper understanding of natural language processing and human AI collaboration. Throughout the company, artificial intelligence ceased to be an abstract concept or a threat to job security. Instead, it became a powerful tool that augmented human capabilities and created new opportunities for growth and innovation. The treasure hunt format helped employees understand AI's practical applications while maintaining an element of excitement and discovery. As the digital transformation progressed, subtle clues began appearing about the identity of their mysterious guide. Careful observers noticed patterns in the communication style, hints embedded in the implementation frameworks, and recurring themes in the solution architecture. The revelation, when it finally came, was both surprising and illuminating. During a company-wide meeting, CEO Amanda Rodriguez stepped forward to explain the truth behind the digital treasure hunt. The mysterious AI consultant was actually an advanced artificial intelligence system she had commissioned, designed specifically to guide Nexus Technologies through its digital transformation. The system, named Mentor, had been programmed to understand the company's unique challenges and opportunities, then create a customized implementation strategy disguised as an engaging treasure hunt. The genius of the approach lay in its combination of engagement and effectiveness. By turning the implementation process into an interactive adventure, Mentor had overcome the traditional barriers to digital transformation, resistance to change, fear of complexity, and lack of hands-on experience. Employees had learned by doing, guided by an AI system that could adapt its teaching methods to individual and team needs. The revelation sparked intense discussion throughout Nexus Technologies. Employees who had participated in the treasure hunt now saw their experiences in a new light. The seemingly random clues had been carefully calculated to build specific capabilities and confidence. The timing of implementations, the sequence of solutions, and even the challenges encountered had been orchestrated to maximize learning and ensure sustainable transformation. Mentor's success at Nexus Technologies became a case study in effective AI implementation. Other companies sought to understand how a digital treasure hunt had accomplished what traditional training programs and consultation services had failed to achieve. The key lay in the combination of practical application, engaging format, and adaptive guidance, all powered by artificial intelligence that could understand and respond to human learning patterns. The story of Nexus Technologies' transformation spread through business circles, highlighting the potential of AI not just as a tool for optimization and automation, but as a guide for organizational change. The experience demonstrated that successful AI implementation required more than technical expertise. It needed an understanding of human psychology, organizational dynamics, and the power of narrative. As Nexus Technologies continue to evolve, Mentor remained an active presence, helping the company stay at the forefront of technological innovation. The digital treasure hunt had ended, but it had created a culture of continuous learning and adaptation. Employees now approach new challenges with confidence, knowing they had the skills and mindset to harness AI's potential. The company's success sparked a revolution in how businesses approach digital transformation. The gamified, narrative-driven implementation model became a template for organizations worldwide. It proved that the key to successful AI adoption lay not in the technology itself, but in how it was introduced and integrated into human workflows. The story of the mysterious AI consultant and the digital treasure hunt became legend within Nexus Technologies, shared with each new employee as an example of how innovation and engagement could transform an organization. It demonstrated that the future of business lay not in replacing human workers with artificial intelligence, but in creating sophisticated partnerships between human creativity and AI capabilities. As the business world continued to evolve, Nexus Technologies stood as a testament to the power of imaginative implementation strategies. The company had not just adopted AI technologies, it had pioneered a new approach to digital transformation that recognized the fundamental importance of human engagement and understanding. In the end, the greatest treasure discovered during their digital hunt was not the AI implementations themselves, but the transformation in how people thought about and interacted with technology. The legacy of Mentor and the digital treasure hunt lived on in the countless organizations that followed Nexus Technologies' example, seeking to create their own engaging pathways to digital transformation. It had shown that the future of AI implementation lay not in imposing change from above, but in inspiring discovery from within, turning the complex journey of digital transformation into an adventure that everyone could embrace and enjoy. In the bustling landscape of 2025, where artificial intelligence reshapes industries at breakneck speed, Sarah Chen stands at her office window, watching the sunrise paint the city skyline in hues of amber and rose. Her small accounting firm, once a beacon of personal service and professional excellence, now faces an existential threat as AI systems transform the very foundation of financial services. The morning light catches the subtle worry lines around her eyes, earned from sleepless nights pondering the future of her life's work and the loyalty of her dedicated team. Across town, corporate giants deploy armies of AI systems, processing financial data at speeds that make traditional accounting methods seem as outdated as abacuses in a world of quantum computers. Sarah's competitors fall like dominoes. Marcus and Associates closed their doors last week, while Peterson Financial, a century-old institution, merged with a tech conglomerate, becoming nothing more than a footnote in the industry's history. The writing on the wall couldn't be clearer: adapt or disappear. But Sarah's story takes an unexpected turn during a chance encounter at an ancient temple during her business trip to Kyoto. Seeking solace from the mounting pressure, she meets Hiroshi Tanaka, a former manufacturing executive turned Zen master. As the temple bells ring in the misty morning air, Hiroshi shares the principles of Kaizen, the Japanese philosophy of continuous improvement through small incremental changes. His words resonate deeply with Sarah, sparking an idea that would soon revolutionize the intersection of human wisdom and artificial intelligence. Meanwhile, in a converted warehouse on the city's outskirts, Dylan Martinez, a brilliant but disillusioned AI developer, works on something extraordinary. Frustrated by the soulless implementation of AI in corporate environments, Dylan has created an adaptive learning system that mirrors human intuition and emotional intelligence. His work, though groundbreaking, remains hidden from the tech giants who would surely exploit it for profit rather than progress. The paths of Sarah and Dylan converge at an underground tech forum, where conversations about ethical AI implementation flow as freely as the artisanal coffee. Their chance meeting triggers a cascade of events that neither could have predicted. Sarah's understanding of Kaizen principles perfectly complements Dylan's innovative AI architecture, leading to a collaboration that would challenge the conventional wisdom about human AI integration. As Sarah begins implementing their hybrid approach in her firm, the results defy expectations. Traditional accounting tasks are handled by AI systems, but unlike the cold automated processes of their competitors, these systems learn and adapt through Kaizen principles. Each interaction becomes a learning opportunity, with the AI and human team members growing together in a synchronized dance of continuous improvement. The transformation isn't without its challenges. Some team members resist the change, fearing replacement by machines. Competitors attempt to discredit the unconventional approach, while tech corporations send representatives with lucrative offers to acquire the innovative system. Through it all, Sarah maintains her focus on the philosophy that brought her here: small, meaningful improvements one day at a time. The narrative takes a dramatic turn when a major financial crisis hits the market. While other firms struggle with their rigid AI systems, Sarah's adaptive approach allows her team to navigate the turbulent waters with remarkable agility. The crisis reveals a critical flaw in conventional AI implementation: the inability to handle unprecedented situations with human wisdom and intuition. As news of Sarah's success spreads, a deeper story emerges. The integration of Kaizen principles with AI doesn't just create more efficient systems, it fundamentally transforms how humans and machines work together. The AI systems in her firm begin displaying unexpected capabilities, anticipating client needs based on subtle market shifts, suggesting innovative solutions that combine computer precision with human creativity, and even adapting their communication styles to match individual team members' preferences. Dylan's role evolves from technical architect to philosophical guide, helping Sarah's team understand the deeper implications of their work. Together, they discover that the true power of AI lies not in replacing human intelligence, but in amplifying it through a framework of continuous mindful improvement. This revelation becomes the foundation of what they call the conscious implementation model. The story takes another unexpected twist when a mysterious series of cyber attacks targets AI systems across the financial sector. While other firms face catastrophic failures, Sarah's adaptive systems demonstrate remarkable resilience. The attacks, it turns out, were orchestrated by a consortium of traditional institutions hoping to prove the dangers of AI dependency. Instead, they inadvertently showcase the superiority of Sarah's human-AI integration approach. As the dust settles, Sarah's firm emerges as a beacon of innovation, but her vision extends beyond personal success. She begins sharing her framework through a series of workshops and online platforms, creating a movement that spreads far beyond the accounting industry. The conscious implementation model finds applications in healthcare, education, manufacturing, and beyond. The narrative reaches its climax with a revealing discovery. The principles of Kaizen, when properly merged with AI systems, create something greater than the sum of their parts. The AI doesn't just process data faster, it learns to think differently, incorporating centuries of human wisdom into its decision-making processes. Similarly, the human team members don't just become more efficient, they develop new capabilities, learning to leverage AI's strengths while maintaining their uniquely human perspectives. The worldwide movement that follows transforms the conversation about AI implementation. Instead of focusing on replacement and automation, organizations begin exploring ways to create genuine partnerships between human intelligence and artificial systems. Sarah's framework becomes the gold standard for this new approach, studied in business schools and implemented by forward-thinking organizations globally. As the story concludes, we find Sarah back at her office window watching another sunrise. The city skyline has changed, now dotted with innovation hubs and AI research centers. But the real transformation is invisible to the eye. It's in the way humans and machines now work together, each making the other better through continuous mindful improvement. The revolution Sarah sparked wasn't just about saving her firm or creating a new business model. It was about discovering a path forward in a world where artificial intelligence becomes increasingly integral to human society. By bridging ancient wisdom with cutting-edge technology, she helped create a future where human potential isn't replaced by artificial intelligence but elevated by it. The story of Sarah's journey becomes a blueprint for others facing similar challenges across industries and continents. It demonstrates that the key to future-proofing isn't just about adopting new technologies, it's about understanding how to integrate them with timeless human wisdom. The success of her approach proves that in the age of artificial intelligence, the most powerful force remains the human capacity for adaptation, innovation, and continuous improvement. As the movement she initiated continues to grow, Sarah's story serves as a reminder that the future of AI implementation isn't about choosing between human and machine, but about finding ways to combine their strengths. In boardrooms and classrooms around the world, people begin to understand that the path to successful AI integration doesn't require sacrificing human values and wisdom. Instead, it depends on embracing them more fully than ever before. The paradigm shift Sarah initiated continues to ripple through the global business community, inspiring a new generation of leaders to approach AI implementation with both technological sophistication and human wisdom. Her journey from crisis to innovation becomes a testament to the power of combining ancient philosophy with modern technology, proving that the future belongs to those who can bridge the gap between human insight and artificial intelligence. The legacy of Sarah's discovery extends far beyond her initial goal of saving her firm. It becomes a movement that helps organizations worldwide navigate the complex landscape of AI implementation, creating systems that are not just more efficient but more humane. In the end, her story reveals that the key to thriving in an AI-driven future lies not in resisting change, but in shaping it with wisdom, purpose, and an unwavering commitment to continuous improvement. The world of 2025 becomes a launching pad for this new understanding of human-AI collaboration, with Sarah's framework serving as a guiding light for organizations seeking to navigate the complex intersection of technology and human potential. Her journey from crisis to transformation becomes a blueprint for future generations, demonstrating that the most powerful innovations often arise from combining the wisdom of the past with the possibilities of the future.